Hi there. Welcome to week 2 of MAN 4061, Corporate Social Responsibility and Social Entrepreneurship. We are gathering here to solve some of the thorniest problems in the world. Let's get started. This week, we are going to be focusing on the importance of stakeholder involvement in solving problems. And we're going to apply what we are learning about stakeholders to dive into our individual innovation project. Let's recall what we did last week in researching the Sustainable Development Goals. And you're getting to know the Sustainable Development Goals really well. Last week, you selected 3 SDGs, one on the environment, one on the community, and one on prosperity, and did some research on them. You considered how you could make a difference. What surprised you when you were doing your research? What intrigued your colleagues about your ideas? What drives you to make a difference? This may turn out to be the focus of your project. Now we're going to involve our stakeholders in helping us focus on the most impactful innovations that we might do. Remember, for the purpose of this course, you are the stakeholders for each other. When you transfer the knowledge and skills that you're learning here to future projects, know that you should include the most pertinent stakeholders for the problem that you're trying to solve. Also, keep in mind that since we are your stakeholders, you need to intrigue us with your findings. This is not about you, it is about us. So to keep your innovation project grounded in reality, you'll want to select a setting that is affected by the SDGs that you chose in week 1. This can be our college, a setting that we all know, your workplace, especially if it's one that we can all imagine being one of your stakeholders, employee, customer, or other stakeholder. But even if it's an exotic workplace that's unknown to us, but one where you really want to introduce an innovation, you may select that and explain the business setting to your new stakeholders, us. Or you can use your home setting or your community, whatever setting where stakeholders can be most affected by the SDGs you are exploring. Your readings this week will discuss what stakeholders are and why stakeholders matter. Stakeholders include internal and external people and groups, and those who are very directly affected and those who are distantly affected by what you do. In your CSR research assignment, you'll be identifying the stakeholders in the setting you selected and describing them briefly. Then, take a look at your colleagues' initial posts and take the role of one of their stakeholders, preferably one that you find relatable, i.e., one where you can feel their pain. Explain in first person how you are affected by or can affect the SDG. What is your greatest concern, fear, or pain point? Please try to make sure that every one of your colleagues has a reply to their initial post. And finally, in your last post, summarize the key points that you can glean from your stakeholders. You'll be using them later. Your individual innovation assignment this week is to develop an empathy map. Last week, you drafted some initial interview questions based on the Field Guide to Human-Centered Design. Now it's time to tweak them so that you can get some of the answers that you can use in this tool that I'm about to introduce that is widely used in entrepreneurial efforts. You'll want to find out what your stakeholders are saying, thinking, feeling, and doing about your SDGs. You can start with a general question to get things going. And then, what are some of the open-ended questions that can help you understand your stakeholders' hopes, fears, and ambitions related to your SDGs? Be sure to remind your colleagues of your setting and your SDGs when you put your questions in your initial post. For the interaction, answer the questions from at least 3 of your colleagues. Try to spread the wealth so that everybody has some answers to analyze. Then, create an empathy map that summarizes the answers to your questions. And you can add some of the earlier responses from your stakeholders in the CSR research assignment. Use this format. You should be able to create an empathy map in Word or PowerPoint and copy and paste it into a reply. So now it's your turn. Take your different roles to heart. Give your colleagues a realistic experience. And become the entrepreneur that can make a difference. Have fun.